Yeah. Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the Grace, Peace, Balance radio show with Gabby Abdelgadir. And today is episode 75. And I have Tammy Williams, the amazing Tammy Williams, for you to discuss part 2 of the importance of communication today. So Tammy is a wife and a mom of 3. She is the founder of Women, Champagne, and Real Estate, a group designed to empower women and all things real estate. She is also a Matrix Global Business Consultant and entrepreneur, helping individuals, entrepreneurs, and businesses monetize on their website, as well as shows individuals how to be the best version of themselves. With a 10-year plus career with a trade publishing company, she worked her way up to become an associate publisher of the magazine. She assisted hundreds of companies such as GE, D&T Realty, Flair, Coco Decor, and IBM, to name a few. She provided solutions in the way of compelling and concise marketing plans and strategies to monetize their company websites. Keeping up with marketing trends has been key to her business success, allowing her to share her specialized knowledge in converting website visitors into requests for quotation inquiries, subscribers to newsletters, or downloads. With her specialized knowledge, she now shares with entrepreneurs and small businesses around the world. With a passion for helping others, she began an ongoing initiative in November 2019 named Walk a Mile in Her Shoes campaign in Durham Region, collecting gently used or new ladies' footwear for various women's shelters. To date, she has collected over 300 pairs of ladies' footwear. Give a woman the right pair of shoes and she can conquer the world. That is her motto. She has earned the reputation of being service-oriented by putting people first. Tammy is a co-author in 2 books, and I think a 3rd one coming up, I think. And I will be sharing her bio and all her contacts and social media links here, and I hope you do contact her. She is she is a strategist, and she can help you uplift your business in a positive way. Hello, Tammy. Welcome to my podcast, part 2 again.
Hello, Gabby. Oh my goodness, I'm so happy to be here. And it's so fitting that it's Fabulous Friday. Look at you. Oh my goodness.
No,
I
look
feel
at
all
you.
your energy. I feel all your energy. And I'm sure everybody that's watching or listening can feel it as well. I just want to give it back to you. Thank you for the introduction. I didn't pay her, just so people know I didn't pay her for that.
I know.
I want people to know that. The thing about you is that you're extremely humble. And people don't even know what they don't know in terms of the vast knowledge that you have. Such a worldly person, so intelligent, and you're so humble. You know, it's like, I mean, what is it that you don't know how to do? First of all, I should be asking that. But you have earned yourself a reputation amongst people in every sense of the word, from the business side of things with your success principles coaching, as well as the servant leadership that you have had with people, anything to do with business and empowering people and making someone, get the best out of them. You're always there. The other thing too is the feng shui and decluttering experts that you have from the specialized school. And people are just like in awe. I've been to several of your webinars, and I don't know when the next one is, but you guys are going to have to follow her, because every single time you go, and I've been to quite a few of them, I learned something new. And listen, this is not to do with women. This has to do with people. Your last webinar, you shared so much about how we can create a synergy and a very relaxing environment that's conducive for results in business, and especially so many people working from home. So it's very, very fitting that we get a chance to speak again about business communication and, how we can shape, I guess I can say, our ledger, have our ledger with more entries, and our agenda, get our agenda a little bit more fuller.
I know, seriously.
So that's my thing to you.
Okay, thank you so much. That was very kind of you, very kind of you. And I also didn't pay her to say all that, folks, just so you know.
Oh, you will pay after.
I know, maybe. You never know, right? Yeah. And yeah, so Tommy, so in the last episode we were together, we talked about communication, how important it is, and the way people send messages on Messenger and texts and stuff like that. So let's capture on that. What is not a good type of message when you're texting someone or you're sending a message to someone, when you're looking for clients in particular? If it's a friend, that's a different story. If you're just messaging a friend or texting a friend, but when you're dealing with professional people, what is a not to do? Let's just capture on that before we move forward.
You know, I think the first thing not to do is to offer something you don't even know the person needs, wants, or will solve one of their problems. And
Yes.
in that is also knowing where they are at. The thing is that many people have similar experience and similar education. And sometimes you're offering something that they have experience in without even taking the time to find out where they're at personally or professionally. That's a big no-no.
Okay.
I've had 3 people this week, because we have different conversations with different entrepreneurs and stuff, and they sent me a few messages and said, look at what someone sent me. And all it was something about money. I think this will be great for you. Come take a look. Without knowing the person that they sent it to is a financial advisor.
Oh my God.
with one of the largest firms in Toronto.
Yeah.
And has a team of over 100 people.
Oh my goodness.
So the person was like, this has got to stop.
I know, seriously.
So yeah, that I have examples of that on a regular basis from individuals and then also myself. So yes, I hope that answers your question. It's not long, but I hope it answers.
Yeah, so you need to know about the people, what they know, what they offer before even you just offer them. And then I think you are huge about me too, that don't immediately send an offer to someone you just became friends with. First, create a relationship. I think you are huge into that. Create a relationship first, get to know them, and then you can send them offers. You just don't send. I get a lot of that, Tommy, like on Messenger. They just send me a friend request. I check their page and I know they're safe, and then I accept it immediately. I get this long message on Messenger of how they can help me and how they can do that, this and that. Like, it puts me off completely. What do you think of that?
Yes, I totally agree with you. I'm on the right mind of thinking that now we're friends. How about now you introduce yourself? Because if you're at the playground thinking about being a child, right, you just don't go up to some people unless you're a certain age. You just go up and hug them, which I think what the people are doing. I think indirectly they're just trying to hug and love on people. The only thing is that they're not going about it the right way because they're probably really nice. They're probably great people to work with. They just haven't touched on how they can communicate and present themselves better.
Exactly.
So I think that initially you should be saying a thank you to them for friending you on Facebook or accepting your Facebook friendship, and ask a question. What line of work are you in? I did look at your profile, or if it's on LinkedIn, or I've seen an email, whatever the case may be. Maybe there's some kind of synergy there that we can possibly collaborate. And how about we book a 5-10 minute phone call? And then that person will actually say, oh wow, this person really cares about me. Let me just send them something in here, because some people are very shy. They might respond back to you and give you that encyclopedia. I would call it encyclopedia online of what they do. But at least that way you have a framework of who they are and where they're at and how you might be able to help them, to know what now you can send. And then maybe now you can send them your offering. And maybe now that offering is no longer valid, it's obsolete, right?
Yeah.
But here's what's real. It doesn't mean that's the end of that relationship just starting.
No. Yeah.
Because I'm a big believer of collaborating with people. and connecting people with other people. So you should, I still think it's great to have that phone call, maybe not on the top of your priority list because you're out there looking for active people who need what you offer. But I would think that it's still a good person to keep in the queue for you to have. I think from your agenda, I'm looking at mine right now, the people that are like, potential target audience for what you offer. And then you have a core group of people who are not, but they still are people you'd like to collaborate with. If you actually divide your target audience, you'll have an idea on how many people you have in each of those funnels. And then it will let you know, okay, maybe now coming up to the next month of June, I don't have any appointments booked, but there's about 6 people I connected with, and we have nothing that I can't offer them what I offer because of what they told me, but I still think they're interesting. Let's see if we can connect on something else. And that is the beginning relationship, because you might find out this person knows this person knows that, and I know this person, I know that person could use what they have.
Yeah. Excellent. Yeah, that is a great advice. Yeah, but then you're good at these things like, yeah, and then that goes back to text. So I received a call a couple of weeks ago from someone in my network, and I didn't know because I didn't have their phone number, and there was no name. And it says, "Hi Gabby, how are you?" And then I said, "Hi, I'm fine, thank you. Who is this?" Like, this person told me their name, and I said, "We're friends on Facebook." And I said, "Okay, how did you get my phone number?" Because that is scary, because I don't know how. Is it possible to get people's phone numbers through Facebook?
Yes, it
Is it?
is.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah, it depends on your profile. If you put it in there for the public to see or only you to see.
Oh my goodness
Because when you
gracious.
go in, you have that option. That field is right there. Now, some people put a wrong number because they don't want anyone. They're not even 100% secure if the only me is actually valid or not. So then put a wrong number in there. But you bring me to a good point about the text. I think that's another thing I was just sharing with 2 ladies, trying to figure out how they can text people because they have the person's phone number. One of them is a real estate agent, and the other one offers house cleaning. I'm just looking at her business card. And so what's been happening with both of them is that they send text messages with, I don't know, one lady sends the tips about someone's house, get your house evaluated. Another one saying a promotion that she has for cleaning. And she's not getting any responses. But what I said to her is that how is she introducing herself? So it's similar thing, same exact thing that you said, just a hello and the person's name because she remembers their name, but she didn't frame it to let that person know how they met each other. So the simple way of changing that is, "Hi Gabby, this is Tammy. We met at the parking lot at a Tim Hortons, and we shared something about a good joke about you walking out with 2 coffees and I was going in for my 2, and we touched on the fact that I do cleaning, and I just want to just remind you I'm here if you need my help." So at least that way it can give the person a reference. And also saying your name, because the thing that people go into this assumption that just because you met them and maybe you gave them your number,
your business card,
your business card, it doesn't mean that they were, this is not very nice, as memorable as they think they were, or as important as they think they are, or they really are, for you to actually put them in your phone book on your phone. So then they think that now because they have your number, they can just say, hi, Gabby, but there's no relationship at that point. So I'm similar to you. You know what I do? I often tell people that, hey, this is great. Thank you for reaching out to me. I'm sorry, I lost my contacts and I don't seem to have your name in here. Can you tell me who this is? And I can tell you that question either gets answered by someone who was genuine, had known me or referred to someone to me, or it's someone that's just fishing.
Yeah, they don't answer, right? If it is
they
fishing.
Don't always answer.
Yeah. That's when you block them, because a lot of stuff going on the internet. By the way, my Facebook is private now. The new Facebook, after the huge hack that I had, it's not open for public.
Okay, so you have it private now, okay.
Yeah, I have it private now, but still, people, obviously, they can get my phone number, which is pretty scary, because I know that, like, in my network, at least most of them are good people, either like in the coaching industry and, you know, like you in the marketing strategy industry, or like personal growth or spirituality. So I don't have much worry about that. But recently I received a video on Messenger from someone. Yeah. And then when I clicked it, it asked me for my Facebook email and password. Immediately I went by, I closed it and I went back to the person. Did you send this? What is this? And that person, he said, no, I did not. I told him, then you better delete it and you better go back and change your passwords. He came back to me 10 minutes later. I just found out where it was sent from, and it was sent to 200 people in my network. So that is another hack. This guy was really getting hacked. So I have made it a point. I did not block him or unfriend him. He's a good guy, I know that. And but I know that I will not open anything that comes from him, because I can't. I lost that trust about you know, the hackers and the Facebook and all that stuff. So that is that. So that is that. Let's talk about, we talked communication. How about email communication? Oh my goodness, some of the English that I get. Oh my goodness. Okay, email communication, because some people, they use, like, you know, all these platforms and they send these massive emails. So I had someone send me, dear, my email, not my name. And then I had someone, dear, my family name. And I had this. And then the message, the email is like 15 paragraphs long. Do you think I read it? Obviously not. So
why not?
Yeah, my goodness, like, you're trying to send something to somebody, make it simple, precise, and short. Anyway, what's your intake? What's your advice on email, and what's your experience with emails?
You know, oh my goodness, I love email, but the sad reality is that automation, people think, is really the key and the answer.
Yeah.
And in that automation, you lose the human touch, which is the human eye. So if I have a list of 1,000 emails here and I'm sending out emails, which I have thousands of business cards that have emails, I would know that just because her name is Paul Smith, or sorry, his name is Paul Smith, the email that's on his business card says P7 Smith. So I'm not going to send an email to Paul Smith. See, this is where the assumption comes in for automation. This is why it's important for people to understand and hone on these skills. Automation is not the key for everything. It doesn't solve everything. So first of all, that automation, there's nothing set up just yet for people to actually discern what the person's name is compared to what the email address. It's really embarrassing, actually. I get emails like that too. Yeah. And it looks really bad. Even like sometimes they just put in the name. I don't even know. They put dear, and then there's this whole long thing that has nothing to do with my name at all. So I don't know even where they got that from. But I am a fan of compelling. I'm also a fan of less is best.
Absolutely.
In the world of communication, it's so important that we leave people thirsty, not full.
Yes, that is. Can you repeat that? That is really powerful.
We leave people thirsty and not full, because if someone's doing a follow-up, in that case that you received a whole book, the question they're going to ask you is something about the email, and you're going to say, I have all the information, because they didn't leave you thirsty, they left you full. Yeah. But if there was something in there that was a little bit vague, but it was still compelling enough for you, you might have a little question there. What are they talking about? What is this? So this is the difference of having a really great email and not. I'm still a fan of a human sending out the email, because in that, as we get better with the social media, people know this already, you can find out a lot about a person from their LinkedIn profile, what their interests are. Yeah. And I think that it's way better to have maybe 50 people that you would email to on a regular basis, a special campaign for them,
Yeah.
because that 50 can grow into 5 million or 500 or 5,000.
Yeah.
So I'm a big fan of that. People want email addresses, and that's great. And it's almost like that spraying and praying effect, where people are just spraying and hoping that something's going to stick.
Yeah.
But even when you look at emails, and this is like one of the things I love, because I was in a space where we had over 85,000 opt-in email subscribers. And so we were able to sell that service to people that wanted to reach that individual, that group.
Yeah.
But the main thing was not the number. It was about the number of opens and the
Yes.
click-throughs.
Yeah.
So it didn't matter that there was 100 or 85,000 people. The question used to come all the time was, how many people are opening it?
Yes.
So that's why I'm a big fan of lessons there, because if I have a list of 100 people and I'm getting an over 50% open rate, I can actually demand more money.
Absolutely, because that's a good number. Yeah.
Yeah, because or 50%, because no one else can say that, right? I have, so they have 1,000 lists, but my list is only 200, but I have a 50% open rate. What do you think they're going to do? Go for the number, or they're going to go for the people, the high number of people registered on that email, or they're going to go for people that actually have the list that has the highest open rate?
The list that has the higher open rate.
Yeah,
Definitely.
so that's why I think emails, the subject line is really important as well.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of subject lines that are tagged now to go to spam, because they have a reputation of being like scam kind of things.
Yeah.
And not real. So that's why it's so important. The automation part is only a part of it. The human element has to, marketing people are so undervalued.
Yeah.
Everybody wants their emails responded to. Everybody wants, a large email list. Then if you tell them or suggest the things that they could be doing, they have a hard time in most cases paying for that sound advice. It's
I know,
really, and
although, yeah, I
I
agree.
don't know what it is, because large business, big business, they usually have bigger budgets. It doesn't even have anything to do with how much money a company makes. I just find that marketing people are really underutilized. So even you as an editor-in-chief, think about all the emails that you receive that the wording is not correct, that the grammar is off, and it leaves a lasting impression on that person who reads it, who's discerning, who's very urchin-like and likes the details.
Yeah,
So it could
absolutely.
really turn a person off. It could actually hurt your business having that email going out because it's not correct. It's almost like they need someone to edit the emails before they
Yeah,
go out.
yeah, honestly, like they have, because that is representing you. The email that you send out, it represents you and your business. So make sure once you draft it, either you leave it for some time and then go back and read it and reread it, or if you're not good at those things, just have somebody else proofread it for you before you send it out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that, and I get a lot of newsletters also.
Yes.
How powerful do you find newsletters or blogs as for communication purposes? I know you and I love blogs, but
my phone is ringing.
yeah,
I have 3 phones. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
It'll have to keep ringing. It's over there. It's over there.
Okay.
What was the question again?
The question is newsletters that come through your email as well, and then blogs. How powerful are they for business, having like maybe at least like monthly newsletters or like blogs? I know you and I love blogs, but how beneficial are they, and what is the benefit, and how should they communicate their blogs and newsletters to attract more clients?
Well, the thing about it for blogs, I consider those, and I think people are looking at them much more seriously than ever before, because it's considered published works.
Yeah.
So they're very effective. Another way to reach your potential clients or people that you've done business with in the past, you can just share that. So instead of creating a whole newsletter or a whole email now, you can just send them your blog.
Yeah.
Right? The newsletters, it's going to be so common.
Yeah.
That
A lot.
there's almost like there's not a much value put into them anymore. So I believe what's missing in those is the call to action to receive something. So it's great I'm getting the newsletter, but how do they know that it pertains to me, first of all? So the big thing I think with newsletters is having contests, offering free things so that people will get this newsletter and not just have a bunch of things to read, but give them some kind of action that even what they see is not for them. They now want to tell other people about it, that they received this offer. It wasn't something that they wanted, but didn't know someone that might want that. You know, anything from a free webinar. And it's really important because those newsletters, they have to be real. They have to be great, first of all. Like someone that's writing them, you know, someone has to definitely like edit it. And also the information has to be really current. You know,
yes, that
because
is
sometimes
huge.
I'm seeing things that are old news.
Yeah,
You know,
I agree.
there's a thing out there that if you're hearing it, it's current. If you're reading it, it's old.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Yeah.
it has to be really fresh. I don't know. Those newsletters are a tough one because it's almost like the full person's job.
Yeah, it is. And the
A
good thing
full-time
is that
job, I
I
mean.
think mostly the ones that I receive are a monthly basis. Thank goodness they're not more frequent than once a month, because they can be, some of them could be useful, but like you said, if they're not up to date with what's going on how things are working now versus how it was 2 years ago, then they don't serve you, right? So if they're like up to date and there are new things that they share, and like you said, free giveaways to with an opt-in and free giveaways, that works, but it's good that they do it once a month. I love blogs.
Yeah, and I'm a fan of the newsletter being quarterly.
Oh, really?
And the reason why I say quarterly is because you can increase someone's suspense and anticipation for it more than if it's monthly. If it's monthly, they say, "Oh, I get this every month." You hear people talk about that. I get this all the time, and
That's
they
true
keep
though.
going. But now they can tend to look forward to it because, oh, I didn't receive that. Oh, it's coming up in 3 months. You know, it's kind of making them with anticipation and excitement that they're going to have this, as opposed to just being, okay, I'm getting this every week, I'm getting this once a month, and you get to, okay, I'll look at it next month. People think this all the time.
I know. There used to be people used to do it on a weekly basis at some point. I think years ago I used to receive, but I had to unsubscribe because it became
because of you telling me that. Me going to your one of the declutter webinars, talking about decluttering, and people don't realize the decluttering webinars you have, it's not about stuff only. You said in detail about the emails, and I never thought of that before. So here I am, and still right now, I spend, oh, I don't want to say it, it's kind of embarrassing, a lot of time, just put it this way, on a regular basis, unsubscribing to emails. And I keep going, Gabby, yep, she'll be so proud of me. Even yesterday, I had a meeting with Kelly, which you know Kelly, and my desk is a mess. And I said, if Gabby was here right now, she would say, this is not feng shui. Why is this here? Why is it here? But right now, she's not here. And Kelly just busted out laughing. She goes, oh my God. She goes, yes, Queen Gabby. I said, I know, just don't tell her. Right now, it makes sense to me. So your name comes up in so many different situations where we say, you know, what would Gabby do? It doesn't belong here, you know, but no, I agree with you 100% on that. Yeah.
I know. And then, no, seriously. And then what I found is, like, let's say you subscribe to someone because you really liked the title and what this person was talking about. Before you know it, in a few days, then you're getting these emails from people you never heard of.
Yes.
I don't know if they share the email address with other people or they sell it. I have no idea what they do, but then even if it is like a good subject or a good title, it becomes very overwhelming to my inbox. So I am good at once a day. These days I'm doing it once a day. I go first to the promotional. You know how like Google is like primary, social, and promotion. I go to the promotion. It's mostly sales.
Yes.
I just empty that, and then I go to social because there is any message from LinkedIn comes to the social part. I read it and then I delete it, and then I go to primary. Even in primary, you get a lot of junk. And then I go to my spam folder. Oh my goodness, Tommy, every single day I have between 20 to 40 spam emails daily. I empty that, and then I go to my trash and I empty everything, like let's say about 200 almost every day. I completely delete. Can you imagine?
I believe it.
Yeah, because I remember at one time I was sick and I didn't do this cleanup. It took me a 4 hour job to clean up my inbox, and like I got rid of 4,000 something emails, and I subscribed from like about 100 or something stuff, people that don't know where they got my name from and things like that. So it's a good idea to unsubscribe and to get rid of this, because keep your email just for what it matters, either it's family or business.
You know, and it's a really tough one. I mean, I'm at this space now where deciding really where I should put my energy.
Yeah.
So if it's going to take me 2 hours to unsubscribe, I won't do it now. I need 2 hours of income producing activities,
Yeah,
or
during the day.
loving on my family, calling people, you know, that type of thing. I'm wondering, and I don't know yet, someone will have to tell me eventually. There's a certain point where your email gets too full.
Yes.
And then you don't receive them anymore.
No, you don't.
That's almost kind of like the notification. But regarding those emails and signing up, what I know a lot is companies, even though, like, say, for example, you signed up for, I don't know, spring water. They might own 10 other companies.
Oh, yes.
Or they might be partnership with other companies, and there might be something there that allows them to be able to have your email in the hands of those companies that they own.
True.
But from the email side of things, from a code of ethics, they're not supposed to sell anyone's email addresses. However, I do know of email list rentals.
Oh, wow.
We used to have that where we had, you know, certain groups based on their income, based on geographically where they were at and what their position was. And we used to have someone that can actually slice up those emails, and I could go to a company now and say, since you're only looking after the Canadian marketplace, let me tell you about the 35,000 that work in that space. Oh, would you like to send a customized email to them? So, and they didn't have access to the email. It was still our email as a company, but that company then can say, okay, yes, I like to buy 2 or 3 emails to go to that group. They never got to see the list, so they sent us their email communication, and our person made sure it went to that 35,000 people. Oh, wow. Right? Called email list rental, and then we would charge the client. Now, the only thing that the client would know is if someone responded to the email. Okay. And then I guess you can say from a reconciliation, from an accounting point of view, from a business kind of thing, we have to look at the emails and tell them your email on this date was sent to 35,000. Let's say we could give a number of 10 to 12 open rate and 20 to 25% click-throughs. And we never told them the email addresses of the ones that opened it or the ones that actually clicked through it. But they like to know those stats. But see, now if you do a website properly, and this is where the website consulting comes, if you do a website properly, you'll know who's coming to your website and why they came to your website and from what source they came from. There's a whole bunch of other things behind that. So, you know, the company would sometimes say, well, how does that work for you guys? Like, you know, you're selling this, how do you benefit from it? Well, the thing is, it's coming through the name of our company. Okay. So you will know if it's working for you. Like, you're getting responses anyways from your emails, correct? And they say yes. Okay, so if someone responds to this email, it's coming through us, our server, and through our communication. This is all coding stuff. You'll know that it's going to be beneficial to you that you got these people coming in from this particular. And we used to suggest to clients not to use the same campaign, or at least change up the wording in their email so that they were knowing that it was coming from our company. They would use the same thing with another company, but put something else in, like maybe a code, a promo code, or, you know, change something in the text. It's not saying, maybe it won't say Beijing, it might say a different country, you know? So it would be a differentiator there. Yeah. 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 So yeah, there's email list rentals. I know.
Oh, but that is a safer way to do it, though, because you're not actually sharing the emails for them. You're doing it on their behalf.
Yeah.
So that is very safe. So those people are not getting all those email addresses.
They don't get the names. They don't get the email addresses at all.
I like that.
Yeah.
I think I like that. That is actually very safe so that you don't get bombarded by all these people that, yeah, I like that. Oh, good to know. Learn something new today. Yeah. Okay. So what is anything else you want to talk about? Any last tip, communication tip?
Oh my
Anything
goodness.
funny? Any funny communication that you've received before we
Oh,
close?
so many funny communication. But I think the last tip, and it's coming up over and over and over again, is everyone has such great intentions. People are amazing, but they're shooting themselves in the foot by not taking that extra time to just make that little hello conversation first. You know, so my tip is for everyone is to find out who your audience is and where they're at before you start offering all of your services. Because, like, I mean, even you, Gabby, as an editor, if you start sending everyone stuff about editing, they might come back to you without you knowing that they're an editor.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
So if you don't take the chance even to ask them, you know, hey, I look at your posts, I see you like reading, whatever it is, you like dogs, whatever the case may be, you know, maybe there's some kind of a collaboration the two of us can do. You just never know. What kind of line of work are you in? What line of work are you in?
Yeah.
Just that simple question can open up so much. So
Yeah.
you like I have, oh my goodness, we have so many things that we can offer you and I. And
Yeah.
everyone that we know real typically are multi-talented in various spaces.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
even myself, I have to check myself because the you know, I just want to go blah, blah, blah. And it's like, whoa, slow down, Tammy, because it's almost like, you know, meeting someone and you want to marry them. I tell people all the time, okay, I know it happens. It does happen, but we're not supposed to jump that quick, you know? Just take the time. People will appreciate it much more.
Yeah, take your time. Yeah, take it easy. Don't like bombard somebody. I can't stand people who bombard me because like I get, whoa, take it easy on me, you know?
I know, it's almost like you feel like they're in a boiler room and someone's telling them to keep dialing, keep dialing, keep dialing, keep dialing. That's how it feels sometimes. Like, whoa, like this guy sent me this whole long thing. You know, it's you know, sometimes it's very laughable. I will tell you, most times those messages get deleted or they get ignored. So if you're going to take the time to send a message to someone, at least make sure it's worth your time and you're putting out the best representation of yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. Another thing that you and I are both passionate about is when you want to communicate, keep your communication active rather than only send the emails or messengers only when you need somebody's money. Seriously, like you know what I'm talking about, right? There are people who don't comment on your page, who don't do anything, and all you know is there is this long email that comes in your inbox about how they're doing this and that and how they can help. Or Messenger, you get bombarded on Messenger on this, like, can you sign up for my webinar? Can you buy this? Can you do that? Like, who are you? Where were you all this time? Like, have you even said hi or like liked any of the funny things that I post or did anything? Stop doing that because you do lose respect. Honest to God, I do. I kind of, you know that, like, I kind of unfriended so many people who are so self-centered, selfish. They only get in touch with you when they have something to sell you. That is very selfish. So if you want to keep your relationship in good term, keep in touch with people.
And
support
if you want
them.
a relationship.
Yeah, support them so that they can support you.
Yeah.
What's your
I
intake
had
on that?
well, it's really important that you said that because sometimes I get a message from people and other people have said the same thing, just like what you're saying, from someone you don't even realize that you're a Facebook friend of, because you never see a like or a comment. And let's be honest here, there has to be something that we're posting, even that person's posting, that we like. I'm not saying that we're going to see everything, but again, this is the reason why we have to have a discerning eye and look at the person's profile, because we're not supposed to see everything they like. I get that. But at least have, again, the introduction has to be, like I had a lady send me, please vote for me. I'm going to read it to you. She said, please vote for me, or did I delete it? Please vote for me. And then 2 minutes or 5 minutes later than that, she went to about 3 things on my wall and liked on them.
Too late, if you ask me.
Yeah, and I didn't even realize that we were still friends.
Okay.
So it's really interesting. So she knows that she should be in communication with me, but she did it backwards.
Yeah, she did it backwards. Yeah, so people are not stupid. You know, they realize that you just did that because you needed help.
And guess what? I don't even care if someone likes on it because it's my wall. It's my LinkedIn profile. It's my Instagram. I'm putting things that I want. So it doesn't matter if someone likes. So I did not, and I think it's really important to not base decisions on business interaction based on someone liking on something. I do believe that we make decisions based on a relationship and how they, I say it all the time, like you never go to a networking event and say, just put the card and then just drop it and walk away.
Yeah.
So why would people do this on social media?
On social media, exactly. They do that. But and then my advice is the reason we are friends on Facebook, especially a lot of us, like we're in a close network, we're supposed to be supporting one another, right? We have to support one another, like support your local friends first, their businesses and whatever, and then they will support you. But if you're not supporting anybody, but we see you doing things with people elsewhere, don't expect support from this group or this team or me or anybody if you ask me, right? Like it's tough times right now.
Yeah.
So let's leave the selfishness, then the egos aside, and let's just be nice and communicate effectively. If you don't know how to communicate, Tammy Williams is here. You can have a consultation with her. She will teach you how to email, how to send text messages, what is the appropriate way to address people. We've talked about it also in the last thing. Let's just support one another. These are tough times, and it's time to be positive. It's time to support one another, and it's time not to be selfish, not to have an ego, not to be ego driven, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what's your last word?
My last word is remembering the real purpose of a cell phone.
Call.
A cell phone it was intended to make a phone call. And so even though we're in this information age of technology, of emails and Instagram posts and all the emails out there in the world, the automation, let's remember the real reason of a phone and pick up a phone and don't just text.
Yeah.
There's so much power. I always tell people in a written communication, like a handwritten note, but a phone has more power because you can hear things that you cannot hear through email or text.
Or text,
and
absolutely.
They can also hear something from you.
Absolutely.
And it doesn't matter if you're getting voicemail. You know, I used to train salespeople, and they would spend, and they got a salary plus a commission. And many of them would spend hours calling companies and not leaving messages.
Oh.
So we would have the meetings and say, so how do you expect the person to call you back if you didn't leave a message?
Leave a message, yeah.
How do you expect the person to hear your energy, to hear your passion, to hear your exuberance, to hear your friendliness without them hearing your voice? And it doesn't matter if they get a voicemail or they don't return your call. The thing is that this is the part of creating a relationship. You know how many times leaving a message, I used to get clients 8 months later. Tammy, I always look forward to getting your message. You've been calling me for 6 months, for a year. And now I said, I'm going to call you back because they start to feel familiar and know you.
Yeah.
But if I'm just sending an email and a text, there's still something missing there. We still need the human part in business.
Yeah.
So that's what I would say to people is remember the real reason of a phone.
Is to make the call, to pick up the phone and make the call. Yeah.
Make a call. And a lot of people are afraid to call people. But just,
I am one of those. So yeah. So the reason I haven't called schools is one of that. I haven't called the community centers about my book is one. So I am guilty and I'm going to take action on that. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, write out your own little script. Write your little script beside you of the things you want to talk about.
Yeah.
And just go from there. But that's the reason why they hire salespeople.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree.
Who are good on the telephone.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah, I know. Seriously. Excellent. Thank you so much. So my last word in addition to Tommy's would be keep your message very clear, your language simple, so that everybody in every different education can understand it, any education level can understand it, and have someone proofread
oh my gosh,
your
yes.
long emails or your newsletters or your blogs or whatever it is that you're writing, because that's, I think, the editor side of me talking, because that, whatever it is that you're putting out represents you and represents your business. So that is as simple as it gets. So Tammy, I think the next conversation we're going to have to do is how you present yourself. You know, you and I are big on this one as well, especially you. Okay, so the next episode is going to be how to present yourself as a business owner or as a professional. Okay,
Perfect.
so
Excellent.
yeah, thank you so much. And everyone, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Wishing you grace, peace, and balance. Stay safe. Blessings.